What I love about podcasting the most is that you can just completely restart, even though I will tell you, I have filmed a good chunk of this episode already, and then discovered that I wasn't using the correct microphone. Whoops. Hello and welcome to another episode of the Let's Get Kraken podcast. If you are a returning viewer, welcome back. Thank you so much for coming back. I appreciate it. And if you are a new viewer, also welcome to the little pirate cove I have here. My name is Eden. I'm the owner of Kraken Made, where I sell handmade progress keepers, hand-dyed yarn, my own pattern designs, and other handmade treasures. You can find me on Instagram as Crafting Kraken Made. You can also find me and my patterns on Love Crafts and Ravelry, as well as the Ravelry group, which is all linked down below for your ease. I just have my kombucha here in my little sippy cup today with lipstick on it, because that's what happens when you have lipstick. I was hoping a straw would be easier not to get lipstick all over the place, but it turns out it's not. You gotta, purse your lips to not get lipstick on it. I don't know if anybody else does that. I'll try not to do that often, because that's weird. I'm sorry if I sound a little stuffy. I'm just getting over a cold. I feel fine. I just still sound a little nasally. So in today's podcast, I have a finished sewn object that I'm wearing, a finished knit object, and 2 new whips, along with some whips that you've seen before and are returning because I have worked on them. It's just how it goes. But before we hop into that, I would like to touch on the giveaway. The yarn prize was claimed, and I'm so glad that it is off to its new owner. I hope you enjoy, but the Progress Keeper prize was not claimed, so I'm going to be redrawing for that in this episode. So in the comments below, include the words Kraken Keeper. I think will be easy enough, so that if you want to get in on this, it is a Progress Keeper of your choice from the shop that I will be giving away to you if you win. That's how a giveaway works. Yes. So Kraken's Keeper, in your comment, it doesn't have to be in a sentence or anything. Just keep it in there, just so that I can sort out who wants to be in the giveaway and who doesn't. Yeah. So that's the only thing I think I have to talk about. So let's get right into all these projects. So I'm going to hop into the first part with the sewn finished object. This is a shirt from Quick Sew. It is not existent anymore. I will include the picture of the pattern itself if you want to look for it secondhand on eBay or Amazon or something. Or I recommend just looking for men's button-up shirt patterns. You're more likely to find the exact same thing. It's just a sharp collar and regular button-up with some buttons on the cuffs. So I will show that. But yeah, a Quick Sew pattern that I made out of just some simple quilter's cotton. And I really love the shirt. If you were here last episode, you would have seen my pink version. And in this version, I added some little, come on now, pearly buttons. This is silver with a pearl background. It's just plastic, but it's got some pearl colors on it. And yeah, it's just little tulips, pink and blue tulips. And I've been wearing this one folded up just because it's been so hot lately. I'll show you the buttons in the front here. They're just little pearly buttons. I thought they were really cute. Yeah, I can just It's very long on me. It covers my butt. But I really love it. I made a men's size medium out of the pattern, and it fits me great. It's very oversized, which was what I was going for, because I find that when I wear clothes, I'm drawn to oversized things just because I can move around and feel comfortable without worrying about it like sitting the wrong way. It just engulfs me, like I'm in here somewhere. Yeah, so I really like it. And I haven't done any sewing since, so there's no sewing work in progresses, but I do plan to do some more. I think if I pace myself with my sewing projects, I'm not going to get overwhelmed and leave them. That was what kind of deterred me from sewing before, is that I would feel really overwhelmed with all the things I had to do for a sewing project. I just work away little by little and not worry about them. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Okay. And then my knitted finished object. I finished my DK Vanilla Sock by Kay Litton, the Crazy Sock Lady. And I knit these with a size 3.25 millimeter needle using the Coral Reef Dragon sock set. So the heel and the cuff is done with the two minis that it came with, like a coral peach and a neon yellow, and then the mane is a mix of like blues and pinks. And I touched on this last podcast. The only thing I regret about these socks is that I didn't do like a neon cuff and a peach heel or vice versa, instead of holding them double, because it seems like it's a busy on busy colorway, like color combo, but it doesn't really matter. It's not enough to bother me that I would like restart or anything. I'm just gonna wear them like this. They're a very happy pair of socks, which is great. Yeah, and then, well, I guess that's not my only regret. My warning to people is that do not be like me and be so cocky to do your Kitchener stitch toe without looking at instructions or referencing. I went in thinking, oh, I know how to do that. I can do that. I don't need to look at instructions. Do you see the purl stitches on this one are like on the outside, and then that's just my tail. I need to give it a little snip. This one's got like a hole. Not really a hole, but like a dip. I don't know what happened. That stitch just like disappeared and I never found it again. It's not unraveling, it's just gone. So that is my warning. Double check your Kitchener. Don't be like me. But I don't mind. It's the toe. It'll be in a boot. Or I'll just walk around the house and I don't think about my toes. Yeah, I'm just drinking homemade kombucha. This week's flavor is cranberry pomegranate, and it is delicious. Okay, so that is finished objects. I'm going to move on to works in progress, and I'll probably just connect it to my next sock project, because you always need a pair of socks on hand. I cast these on right after I was done my DK ones. This is a bag from a local lady. It's a saddle bag. She doesn't have a contact or an online store or anything. She just sells locally here in the Caribou. But I thought it was so pretty. Okay, so there's not much here. It's an egg ball now. This sock is being knitted out of Patton's Croy sock in the Effects series. This color is Clover Colors. I don't know which one is the number, but I can look for it through that. But over colors. It's really nice. It is a 75/25 made in Turkey, packaged in Canada. But I really love this yarn. It's really sturdy yarn. Boop. And I've just got a little sock started. This is going to be a ribbed sock just because the yarn is a little thicker. It's quite dense. I thought I'd add a little bit more give. So this is the front. I'm just continuing the knit 2, purl 2 down, and then plain knitting in the back. But look how pretty that is. Look at that. It's like, it's a 3-ply, nope, 4-ply, but quite often it'll have like 3 colors in it. If you can see there, it's blue, green, and yellow, or it just switches out. Look how gorgeous that is. But this is a really fun sock, and I don't really have plans of who this is for. I think they might be a gift sock. I just don't know to who yet. They feel like they should be a gift to somebody. Clean it up. Whoops. Oh, and I'm just knitting this 64 stitch sock on a size 2.25 millimeter needles magic loop on my Chia Goos, which are my favorites. US ones. And I've just got 2 50-gram balls here for each sock. I know I'm not going to need that much, but it's nice to have. And those scraps will just go into a blanket, obviously. That's how it goes. Okay, so one of my more boring projects, it hasn't really changed that much since the last podcast, is this. Now, it was like a cool spring weather for a while, and then all of a sudden this week it just got hot. It's been in the like 28, 27, I don't know what that is in American, I'll put it down here, but it's warm. I know it's not like blazing hot compared to most places, but here that's pretty warm, especially if you're going from 0 to 10 degrees for a while, where it's still like cold enough that you need like a light jacket, and then all of a sudden it's summery weather. It's almost in the 30s. This is my tank top, Jessie made tank top. It's a free pattern on Ravelry. What the name will be down here. Why am I forgetting? I forget it every time. I look it up every time, but it doesn't cross my mind. So label's here. Sorry. But anyway, I've done a lot of work. It's just stockinette on the body. There it is there. So I am knitting this on bigger needles than called for. This is 5 millimeter needles, US 8s on the body. I believe I used 4.5 on the ribbing. I've just got a little hobbit door here from the black cabinet, same as my earrings. And then a unicorn progress keeper to show like the progress on the body, because it can get monotonous at times. And what I've realized with the warm weather is that I'm probably not going to wear this all that often, except maybe with like a sweater or something. It's not going to be as usable as I imagined it would be, because just knitting it, it got hot and heavy. It didn't feel good on my knitting it in the heat. So that's kind of a bummer, but at least I know now. And I'm going to finish it. I'm just using 2 of my own hand-dyed yarns. This is an old Watercolor Promises. I'm holding fingering double. I have a new version of Watercolor Promises in the shop right now. It's more of a speckle than an all over. And then this one was just an experiment with some zebra yarn. so it's not really available for anybody. I've just got it in my Ludo bag from Ginger Snap. Fits perfectly. But yeah, I'm going to finish it, but I don't think it's going to be as comfortable. I don't know how often you are drawn to wearing your knits in the summer. Like, is it easier to wear like a fingering weight thing, or is it just too hot? Like, is a knitted object too warm for you and you just kind of just work on socks or something over the summer? Let me know. Don't know if that's just me or if it's common. Yeah. So just a little bit of work on the body with that one. Okay. So, the thing I've been working on the most, for sure, is granny squares. And they are over on the cupboard. Hang on. I forgot about them. But anyway, here are some granny squares that I've been making. If you've been following along, whoops, I've been making granny squares out of all my fingering weight scraps. So here's some. That one's really cute. But this has been an excellent project in the heat. So I've added those to the collection, but I finally figured out what I'm going to do with these. And I thank you for all your suggestions, and it helped me kind of rabbit trail into what on earth I could do with all of my granny squares. So I have so many. It's like rock solid in this bag. Like nothing. I have so many. I'm working on this for almost 2 years now. But I want to make a giant beanbag chair. Not like a kid's beanbag chair, like one of those giant puffs that like 3 people can comfortably like snuggle on. If that makes sense. Like 3 bodies could fit on it comfortably. Most likely it's just going to be one person just like comfy for themselves. But 3 people could be on it. So each side will be 64 squares, 8 by 8, and I'm only going to do 5 sides of the cube. It's going to be a cube just to make it easy on myself. The bottom will be like a canvas or something for the floor, which means I will need 320 squares, which is a lot. I'm probably finished about one side, about 64 squares for the first side. So this project is going to take a while, but that's okay. I'm just making a simple granny square. I should measure this out to let you know how big these squares actually are. I used to be very professional on this podcast, and then I kind of just downgraded because we're all friends here. It's okay. I'm just real with you that often I'm not prepared. I don't come in with a script. But these squares right now, it varies because my gauge will change throughout the few months. My crochet gauge is constantly changing, which is a little tricky. But anyway, it's about a 5.5 inches. And I do 10 rounds on, it varies from a 2mm to a 2.5. It depends on the day, usually, a crochet hook. So 10 rounds with fingering. Just a simple, original granny square. Maybe I'll hold up a less busy one. Yeah, that's what I'm working on. And I'm going to continue to work on, I've got all of my little scraps, of colors in this bag right now. Like I've got some just balls. I need at least 13 grams of fingering weight yarn I've measured to make a granny square. So 20 gram minis work very well. Yeah, and then when I'm done the granny square, I will throw the extras into my next project here that I've been putting quite a bit of work on. See if I can do this cleanly. I'll have to throw in a video of it full right here. This is my neat ripple blanket that I've been working on for the past year, holding fingering double. I'm using a 4mm crochet hook. So the neat ripple blanket by Attic 24. And oh my goodness, how pretty is it? It's so cool. It's extremely busy, but it kind of reminds me of like one of those watercolor arts that Van Gogh would have done or something. So if you can see from the apple, that's where I was last time I showed this off. And I've put a ton of work on it. I have about 20 inches left, which when you're crocheting, it's not actually that far. So I could totally finish this. I've been working on the granny squares to kind of get all the scraps into my basket here. Oops. Hang on. Let's get all the stuff figured out. Yeah, I'm just using a Knit Picks rainbow wood crochet hook on here. I really like how smooth and light it is. And in this basket, oh goodness, it's a little messy at the moment, but I got my colors in here. I have more scraps, I just haven't used them yet. So hopefully, I think it might be enough to finish the blanket. If not, it'll just sit until I have more fingering weight scraps. I just have to knit more things or crochet more things in fingering weight, which is not hard. And it's not like a, oh no, excuse. Yeah, it's so easy and I really enjoy it. It's very mindless. Right now, I just work on it down here in my room because I'm downstairs in the basement. It's cool enough that I can work on this while it covers my lap because it's quite long now. It's going to be a perfect square, about 52 inches, 56. I have to remeasure it, but somewhere around there. But yeah, this is the project that I want to finish. Like, I'm so close, I could finish it, which is really cool. So granny squares and that blanket have been my main thing because I want to get that blanket done. And I'm really enjoying crocheting. I find that I'm drawn to my crochet projects more than my knitting projects right now. I don't know why, but it has helped revamp my project mojo. I was a little worried for a while. I just didn't feel like knitting. I didn't feel like crocheting. I didn't really feel like crafting anything. I would do some reading. I've been doing quite a bit of gardening, but not much. However, these have kind of helped me rebuild my creativity. I was a little burnt out, and I've been taking a break from doing any shop stuff this week, and that has helped a lot. But yesterday, I was like, hey, you're enjoying crochet so much, you should start another crochet blanket. So, I gotta pull up the pattern. Hang on. We are unprepared but prepared. So this next project, this is the Flowers in Black pattern by Attie Van Norel, and it is a free crochet pattern on Ravelry or her website. I'll link her website page. That's where I got it from. And it is a really cool, simple blanket where you create tiny little flowers. I've got a bunch of them here. I've got only the flower centers done so far because I don't have an outer color yet. Oh, let's reach down here. I got an email. David Stee. David's Tea is having a sale. I don't know if anybody likes David's Tea here, but we do here. So we've got some pink flowers. I'm going to make a dozen of each color. So we've got some pink flowers. And these are done with all of my DK weight scraps. Got purples. So these are all DK weight scraps. I won't be able to tell you most of the colors because I don't remember. A beautiful gold. I think this one's my favorite. Got some cream with speckling of colors. This one I remember. This was the overdose awareness yarn from a homespun house a few years ago. And then I only had like the littlest piece of red scrap that I was able to throw into this flower. Ooh, and I got some blue flowers. Blue flowers. Very pretty. And for the center, I'm using my own hand-dyed yarn. This is Octoflage. This is a colorway that I dyed about a year ago, and I took the last couple skeins from the shop for myself to use this. There's none in the shop right now. It is kind of a discontinued colorway, but I might revamp it with a different base. This is a 100% superwash merino DK weight yarn that I find is extremely splitty. I wasn't a huge fan. I've just got a little scrap. I knit a baby dress that I gave away out of this. It was really cute and beautiful and summery. So this is the scrap from that, and then this is another hank full. I don't think I'm actually gonna need the full hank. Like, this might be enough because I'm only doing 12 double crochets in a little like slip knot and you're done. Just really easy. I might need a little bit. I'm doing this all on a size 4mm crochet hook. This is a Knit Picks crochet hook from a set that my husband got me for my birthday. I really love it. Yeah, I've just got a bunch of my DK weight scraps here in this bag from Noble Character Crafts. I love this bag. It's neon green in the inside with some nice like westerny, I don't know what this textile style is called, but I think of bandanas. I call it my bandana bag. So I've just got a bunch of DK weight and actually some worsted weight as well. It's a little tight on the flower. Like, this is a worsted weight one. It's a little thicker and a little stiffer, but it doesn't make that much of a difference. I find that superwash worsted yarns can be used in DK weight projects because they are so, I guess, stretchy. Once they're blocked, they thin out a bit. So I'm just throwing them in there because I can. So that is just a simple little thing. Oh, I have more in here. More flowers, like a dark blue and more green. It's so cute. It's a little handful of flowers. I love it. I can't really do much with it until I get a bulk of a DK weight superwash yarn for the borders of the hexagons. They're going to be hexagons, and it's a crochet as you go. So I'm just making a whole bunch of flowers for fun, and we'll put them together, see how big the blanket will be, if I need to make more or less. But to start off, I'm going to make a dozen of each flower color, and I'm kind of working them together like my like cream based ones with speckles will go together, part of that category and such. So it's a very fly by the seat of my pants project. That is okay. I just wanted to do something with my DK weight scraps, because I've got like my blanket and my granny squares for my fingering weight scraps, but I have nothing for my DK weight scraps at the moment. I thought that'd be fun. And it was super easy. I took it on the road with me, and I finished a dozen flowers within 45 minutes. Like, it was awesome. So yeah, it's going to be really fun when I start putting borders on them, because I can just go. It is a crochet as you go hexagon, and you just build a blanket. It's amazing. So I highly recommend that pattern. Okay, I think that is all of my yarn stuff. Yeah, it is. So yeah, I'll go to a little life stuff. But if life stuff isn't your thing, thank you so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed the podcast. Subscribe if you're not subscribed and you would like to join the Kraken Maid group. I would really appreciate it. And thank you so much for joining me. So, life stuff. It has been a very hot week, but I have planted lots of my seeds. They've sprouted. The garlic is doing pretty well. My herbs are still working their way up, but I've got some peas and some pumpkins planted in some new boxes, probably temporarily, because I think they're going to outgrow the box that they're in. Another email. So busy. So I've been doing a little bit of gardening, enjoying the sunshine, and then the smoke rolled in, and it's actually a cloudy day today, so it's a little cooler. The smoke was super heavy yesterday, but it's cleared up pretty well today, which is good. I'm very glad of that. I've been taking a break from work stuff. I've been shipping orders at least, but I haven't been doing much Instagram-wise or dyeing yarn or painting, just because my creative flow had come to a full halt. I didn't feel like doing anything, but I would do it anyways. That's nice about the scrappy blanket, is that I'll just put in a few rows. And that was very helpful. I'm glad I had that. But yeah, I fell to a halt, and slowly I'm working my way back up. I have ideas. I've been just taking more time for myself to work on my mental state, because I was finding that I was just lost. I was a mess. But I'm doing better. I'm building. I'm taking time to do like a little Bible study. I'm taking the time to read a little bit more and watch some more like goofy shows instead of... I do enjoy watching podcasts, but I find if I'm not in the creative flow, I don't feel like watching a podcast. So I watch more of like goofy shows. I've been watching some D&D based things because I've taken up playing Dungeons and Dragons with my two younger brothers. Two of my younger brothers, the youngest two. I have three younger brothers, if you don't know, but the youngest two, and it has been so much fun. I really enjoyed it. I love storytelling and character building and role playing, like playing pretend. It is awesome, and I've been really enjoying it. And so I've been watching some D&D stuff to kind of gain some skills and figure out how to do it properly. I've been watching Critical Role, which has been very enjoyable. But yeah, that is just life. We're rolling and we're enjoying the summer. I cannot wait for summer to be done, even though it hasn't even started yet. I want that cool weather back. I want to like wear sweaters and work on the more heavier knits. But anyway, we'll enjoy taking in that vitamin D and, just enjoy the moment. Just enjoy the moment. But yeah, so that is life. I hope you are doing well and that whatever time it is there, whether it be day, night, evening, morning. I hope it is full of yardy goodness and joy. Thank you so much for joining me and hanging out with me. If you're not subscribed, please consider subscribing. It helps me out a lot. And you click the bell, you'll be notified whenever a podcast comes up. And yeah, comment down below for a giveaway or just introduce yourself. Talk about what you've been working on, your thoughts about summer knits, all that jazz. Okay, I'll say it one more time. Thank you so much for joining me. I will see you next time.